today's video, I will be attempting to finish as many series as possible. I am currently in the middle of a lot of series. I've lost count, I'll put it on the screen. I'm trying to lower that number this year. I've been pretty good. I've put all of my books that are first in series on a separate bookshelf, so I don't look at those that often. This shelf, these ones are books on my physical TBR that are part of series that I've already started. That will be my focus this video. I'm giving myself a week to finish as many series as possible. Some series will just be continued, but I will attempt to finish a few. So these ones up here are part of my August TBR. Technically, this one's not my TBR, and this is here more of a technicality. I have read The Avengers Volume 1. I put this on here because technically I am in the middle of the Avengers comics. If I don't want to read something, I can pick this up. My camera's about to die. We're gonna intro this pretty quick. I'm just gonna read as many of these as possible this week. It's Tuesday today, it's pretty late. It's almost 8, but I'm gonna just film my thoughts on all of these videos. I'm gonna go charge the battery and you'll see what I pick up. I have been listening to the audiobook for A Court of Silver Flames. I haven't really been in a reading mood today. I was slumping really hard in July and I thought I was over it, but I don't think so. But what I did want to do was color in my coloring book. So I put on the audiobook while I was doing it, and I'm actually having kind of fun with it. I tried to read A Court of Silver Flames physically, and I just couldn't do it. First of all, I hate Nesta. I have throughout the entire series. Reading this book hasn't changed anything. So I couldn't really get through it, but then I tried the audiobook and that helped a lot. There's times where the narrator is really annoying me, but most of the time it's fine. I have thoughts about that book, but I don't really want to get too much into that until I finish it, because I don't think I'm going to have too many thoughts. And then I will just end up repeating myself. But the actual enjoyment of reading the book is much better listening than physically reading. So I started out just finishing this drawing, and then I did this. Kind of proud of it actually, and I'm having a good time. I have my fairy lights, my coloring book, an audiobook. It's really fun. I didn't think I was an audiobook person, but I'm loving it more and more the more I listen. It's currently 9 p.m, so it's gonna be a late night. I want to take a little break right now, I think, but then I think I'm just gonna continue with the audiobook before bed, because I'm probably not gonna go to bed early anyways. Maybe I'll pick up a physical book, I'm not really sure. I'm just not in a reading mood, and the audiobook is helping a lot. But I will start Onyx Storm either today or tomorrow, because I can't just listen to the audiobooks, that's boring. But we'll see what happens. We're on day 1 of the challenge. It's the next day, by the way. I didn't start reading yesterday. I've been listening to the audiobook for A Court of Silver Flames for a bit while I've been coloring. I have a few pages. This one I really liked. I'm having so much fun, like listening to audiobooks. I didn't think that was my thing. I'm having so much fun. My plan was to start with this book, but I haven't wanted to read, so I just looked it up and checked if there were any audiobooks for this one. And I listened to the sample of the dramatized adaptation, and why is it so good? Like, now I want to read this. I haven't wanted to pick it up, but now I really do. So, is like audiobooks my new thing, or like I've never loved listening to audiobooks. I have listened to a few, and it's been fine, but like this, I'm loving. I'm having so much fun just sitting here with my coloring book and listening to A Court of Silver Flames. But now I really want to listen to this, so I don't know which one I should do. Because this one has two parts. Part 1 is 9 hours and 41 minutes, and I don't know if I want to speed it up when it's dramatized. A Court of Silver Flames I have sped up to 1.75 because I just get bored if I don't. But I have 4 hours left, so I could finish that one today if I wanted to. So maybe I should finish that one first and then read this after. But like, listening to the audiobook is not fun to film me do that. So I don't know if that's just boring, but I kind of want to just finish that audiobook first and then do this audiobook. But is it boring to just see me do audiobooks? Because honestly, if I was watching someone and they only listen to audiobooks, I would be bored. But I'm not in a reading mood. But listening to audiobooks is so fun for me right now, and that's the only way I'm going to get through books. Because the act of sitting down with a book is just, no, I can't do it. I don't know what's going on. I've been in a pretty big slump, so maybe audiobooks is the way to go. I'm going to listen to A Court of Silver Flames at least a little bit longer, but I will be picking up the dramatized adaptation of this because it was really good. Now I'm excited.
What I want is retribution.
It's Friday. Technically that makes it day 3, but I didn't read anything at all yesterday. I wasn't home for most of the day. I woke up, had my coffee, went in the shower, and then I went to the store with my mom because we were looking at some paint samples for the house I will be moving into. And then we got home, made dinner, went to the house and started getting things ready, and I came home, watched an episode of TV of NCIS LA with my mom, and I just didn't read anything at all. Yesterday doesn't count. I'm gonna just ignore yesterday and have today be day 2. It's pretty late right now. It's 10, but I have been reading today. I said that I was gonna read Onyx Storm, which I have done. I was already 90 pages into it when I started, but I didn't really remember anything, so I restarted it. I am now pretty far into it. I have my bookmark at page 118, but I have read more after that, so I'm further than that. I'm probably like 150, if not more. I said I was gonna do like immersive reading, listen to the audiobook and read at the same time. I tried that, but it's a dramatized adaptation, which makes it a little bit different. Sometimes, like, most of the book is the same, but while the book is being descriptive, like describing things, the audiobook is acting it out. Like sentences like, my breath was shaking or something like that will in the book say, my breath was shaking while I said this. In the audiobook you hear the shaky breath. And I was just so confused. I couldn't keep up with reading and then having that wasn't the same. So I'm not reading it physically, I'm listening to the audiobook now, and I'm really enjoying it. I think the dramatized adaptation is really good when there's so many different characters, because each and every one of them have their own voice. I really like the voice of Andarna, but everything is fun. I don't love the book, like I'm not obsessed or anything, but I'm having a good time. and I'm really enjoying audiobooks recently. I'm having a lot of fun with them. I've been coloring. This is the one I'm working on right now. I made this one. I'm just sitting here with my coloring book, listening to an audiobook. It's so fun. Let's see if I can figure out how far into it I am. I'm a little over halfway through part 1. It's hard to say where I'm at because the chapters on the app and the book doesn't line up. So I don't really know how far into the book I am. But I have 2 hours and 44 minutes left of part 1, and then there's a part 2. I'm not going to finish the book today, I was hoping, but I think I'm going to finish it tomorrow. I am going over to the house tomorrow to get things ready because we would like to start painting soon. Today I did something really exciting. I placed an order for a couch and a bed and a coffee table, so things are really happening now. Moving out is really getting real. But as of right now, I'm enjoying the book. I don't feel as invested as I did with Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I want to know what's going on, but I don't really care too much, you know? The storyline is getting a little repetitive with like some characters being annoying and then they need to figure this out, and I feel like we never get any answers and we don't really ever get anywhere. Sometimes it feels like a bit of a 1 step forward, 3 steps back situation. But I'm liking the world, I'm liking the way it's written. I want to know how this ends for our characters. Obviously it doesn't end because it's book 3 in a 5-book series. But it will be ending for now because book 4 isn't out yet and we have no date for that. But I'm gonna continue listening to this while I color some more. I don't know if I'm gonna talk to you more today because it's getting pretty late, but I'm just gonna try to listen to as much as possible before I go to bed. I would like to read something else tomorrow, but I don't know if I should just finish this first. I don't know, but I'm having a good time. We're on day 3. Again, I skipped yesterday because I wasn't home at all. If I'm at home just wasting away in bed scrolling through my phone or something, I'm not letting myself skip today. But because I was actually out of the house doing something important that I couldn't miss, I'm allowing it as a skip. Just putting that out there. I could lie and say this is day 3, but I won't. So I'm choosing to have this be day 3 because the other things I can't really do anything about. This is my 3rd day of reading. So I have been listening to Onyx Storm. I really enjoy that, like listening to the audiobook, but I can't just sit and just listen. I need to do something, and I can only color for that long. I colored in my coloring book, I did my reading journal, updated that one, and there's not really much more for me to do while I'm listening to the audiobook, so I want to pick up a physical book. What I want to do is pick up Beg, Borrow, or Steal, because I'm kind of in a romance mood, but I'm also in a fantasy mood, so I don't really know. But I could switch it up a little with this one. I'm gonna do that very soon, but first I'm gonna pick up Baptism of Fire because I'm already almost halfway through. I'm on page 145. I started this in July, never finished it, so I think I'm just gonna do that right now. Try to sit and finish as much as possible, hopefully the whole thing, and then we're gonna start Beg, Borrow, or Steal after. So this is a fantasy book. It's novel number 3 in the series. It's the 5th Witcher book I'm reading because I read the short story collections before getting into the novels. That's what I would recommend doing if you're gonna read this. This series follows Geralt, who's a witcher. His job, his life, is to kill monsters, and he gets paid to do it. But his life kind of takes a turn when he has to take care of this child. She's got some powers, and everyone kind of wants her for their benefit. He is really trying to keep her safe. And there's a war going on between the different countries, the different races. There's humans, there's elves, there's dwarves, there's all kinds of creatures, monsters, and they're all kind of part of this war in different ways. I have some thoughts on certain things. I don't want to say it yet. I think I'm just gonna finish the book and then we can talk about that because I feel like it's gonna get very repetitive. But this is originally by a Polish author. I'm reading the English translation. Sometimes when I read like translated fiction, I'm a little worried that I'm not really reading the author's work because things can get lost in translation. But obviously I don't understand Polish, so I have to read it in English. That's also why I've been so hesitant to read Beartown. Any kind of Scandinavian fiction, I feel like I need to read in Norwegian. Like obviously it's Swedish, so it's still translated, but like Norwegian is closer than English. But I think I saw somewhere that he writes his own books in English. So maybe I'll give it a try. That's not the point of this. It's translated to English by someone else. I don't really know who. But I like the translation. I thought it would be hard to read, but it's actually pretty easy. I'm flying through it. I'm not having too much fun, but I'll talk more about that. And when I finish the book, I have things to say. Like I said, this book has all kinds of creatures. There's monsters you can't even imagine. There's so many different things. And there's monsters, there's elves, there's dwarves, there's humans. There's so many different types of people, of creations. But for some reason, reading a vampire just throws me off. It doesn't fit. It's like, that's not real. The others aren't real either. For some reason, vampire just doesn't make sense to me. It feels so out of it. Like, oh, it's fake. I'm reading a story. I don't know why. I know people like read vampire romances. They read vampire stories. And I have read books with vampires before, but for some reason I just can't take it seriously. Like I read Bride, which is a vampire and a werewolf. And I remember kind of feeling the same way, like I cannot take it seriously. There's no way for me to be invested in this because I don't know what there is about vampires. Because everything else I'm fine with. But the vampire really threw me off. And I can't think of anything else right now. I'm pretty sure we're on day 4. I'm losing track of the days. But I did finish Baptism of Fire. I have some conflicting thoughts on this. I find it kind of hard to rate because the thing about this series, every book so far has been kind of outside of the action. There is a war going on, but our main character, Geralt, he's got one goal, and that is to keep this girl safe. Usually, in fantasy books, our main character goes towards the action. He's on the outside of it because he doesn't care about the war. Obviously, he cares about the war, but that's not his main goal. He just wants to keep the girl safe. That's all that he cares about. So he's not like jumping straight into the action. We're around it. And sometimes I miss the action because the way this is written, like the structure of the story, makes it so you don't always connect to everything that's happening, because we have the moments with Geralt and his friends on their journey. I'm really enjoying that. But then in the same chapter, we skip to other people, other places at different times, and it's just a little confusing when there's so many people in all these different places and there's no structure to when we get each person's whereabouts and what they're doing. So I feel like it's hard to connect to a lot of the characters. Obviously, our main character, Geralt, is in the story more than the others, so it's easier to connect to him and get to know him. So I'm really interested in what he's doing and going through, and all of his thoughts and all that's happening to him and his friends. But sometimes I kind of get this disconnect when we're following other characters, because I don't care about them and I don't know them well enough. The world that this author has created, with the politics and the war, the characters and the countries, I find that really fascinating. But it's just hard to follow sometimes when we're not in the action, we're on the outside, and I'm missing it. So I don't know how to rate it, because I find it really hard to pick up, though when I'm reading, I'm really enjoying it. The second half is definitely my favorite, but I had a really good time reading it, even though I didn't always care about what was going on. The feeling of reading the book, really good. It made me want to just sit in a cozy space with a blanket, rain outside, and just read fantasy. It's really putting me in a fantasy mood, so it does the job. And I kind of want to continue with the series. I had this thought, like, maybe I'll just read the next one after. But I also want to save it, because it's really good. So I don't know how to rate it. Like, I was thinking 3 stars, but it's making me want to continue it, and it's making me want to read fantasy. So a 4-star is possible. I think I'm gonna sit on it for a while, because I'm not completely sure. I'm really enjoying it, but I'm also struggling with it. After that, I did pick up Beg, Borrow, or Steal. This one is about Emily. Yeah. She's one of the Walker siblings. She's a teacher. She has this nemesis who's also a teacher. He moved away a while ago, but now he's moved back, and they have to deal with that. They're both authors. She, with like secret identities, she gets in some kind of trouble that could reveal her secret identity, and she needs our MMC's help. What's his name again? Jack. So far, I'm not that far into it. I'm 28 pages in, and I have this problem. It's not the first Sarah Adams book I've had this issue with, so maybe it will get better. But I feel like Emily is the most insufferable character that I have read. She's just so annoying. Like, the whole enemies to lovers thing that's going on here, she hates the guy for no reason. And it's so annoying when everyone loves him and sees how perfect he is. He's like this good guy, he's charming, everyone loves him, and she's like convinced that he's the worst person in the world. And we saw why, the reason, the way she went immediately to blame him. And I'm like, this is as much your fault as it is his. And she's just decided to hate him after that. It's this constant battle, competition of who's better, but it doesn't seem like he feels the same. She's the one who's putting a negative view on everything he does or says. He's not even doing anything, he's just sitting there, and she gets angry. And it's so annoying. I'm hoping it gets better. Like, when I read Practice Makes Perfect, the second book in the series, I really disliked Annie, the FMC, in the beginning. And then right after I said that, in the video I was filming, I became obsessed with her, and I loved it, and I saw myself in her. And that ended up being one of my favorite books of the year. So there's still a chance that this is going to change, because I really love Sarah Adams' writing. I have such a good time with it. The reading experience is so good. But right now, I don't want to read it because Emily annoys me. I'm excited to get into Jack's POV. I think maybe that will be fun to get this other perspective. But as of right now, I'm not really loving it. One thing I forgot to say about this. The reading experience is so good, not just because of the story, but the feel of the book. It's so soft, and I can open it like this. Like, the difference, you can open this one as well, but it's not the same. Like, I'm sure I could like bend it all the way back. It feels so good in my hand, and that makes me want to sit down with it. And also the cover, there's something about these colors that I'm very drawn to. I don't know why, but I'm loving this. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Like, I really enjoyed it. Now I need to push myself to continue this. I'm just not having too fun. I'm just not having too much fun. I don't know. I'm probably gonna be obsessed, but I don't want to read about an annoying character. Maybe I'm just not in a romance mood. I'm a little worried about reading too much fantasy back to back because I'm scared it's gonna keep me in a slump, and I don't want that. So I'm trying to like switch it up with some romance. And yesterday I thought I wanted that, but now I'm not so sure. But hopefully I'll read a little bit more of this before I go to bed. I don't know when I last talked to you. I can't remember if I talked to you yesterday or not. So we're just gonna keep going. I don't remember what I've said. I finished Beg, Borrow, or Steal today. And it's safe to say I was disappointed. I'm just gonna go out and say it. I rated it 2 stars. I said in one clip that I didn't like the characters, but I'm probably gonna fall in love with them. I was wrong. So very wrong. I have quite a few issues with this book, but I'm gonna start with a positive and say that even though I didn't like this book, it has not stopped me from wanting to pick up Sarah Adams' books. I really like the way Sarah Adams writes. I find her books very easy to read. They're easy to digest. They're fast. They're quick, easy reads. This one, my biggest issue was the characters. Particularly our FMC Emily. First of all, I hate when characters hate each other for no reason. Like, if they do something to you that gives you a reason to hate them, fine, you're gonna live like that. But he didn't do anything to her, and she was so set on hating him that she turned into a horrible person. The things she did just because she didn't want him in this town is straight up bullying. And it bothers me because she is a teacher. She's a 2nd grade teacher. What would she do if one of her students did that to another student? Or if someone did that to her siblings? She would be furious because it's bullying. And there's this rivalry going on. Fine, you can bicker. You can be a little snappy towards each other. But getting the whole city, the whole town to just shut him out because she doesn't like him is bullying. He didn't deserve that. No one deserves that. I also didn't like how the whole town just did it, even though you could tell they didn't want to. Other problems. There was one line in here, I'm not gonna get it like directly the same, but she said something like, maybe my siblings will get it through their heads once and for all that they just stop like meddling in my life or something. As if that's not what you're doing all the time. Practice makes perfect. Did you not do the same thing to your sister? Why is it okay for her to do it to others, but it's not okay for them to do it to her? Pissed me off. Also, the conflict in this, I didn't really like, but I like the way Sarah Adams handles the conflicts. I'm not going to say more than that because I don't want to spoil, but I just didn't like it. And the thing going on with Jack and his father, I wish we got more of that. I hated every moment with his father. I think some of that should just not be a part of the story. It makes sense for his character, you need it to build up, but like one scene in specific, I just wish wasn't there, but when it was there, I wish we did more with it. After that, we should have went deeper into it, seen some, what's the word? Consequences. Yeah, I didn't love this one. I think there's going to be another book in this series. I haven't seen any announcements for that, but I feel like we set up for another book and there is another sibling, so she's probably going to get a book and I'm excited for that. I will be picking that up. I just didn't like this one. I feel like there was more I wanted to say about it, but I don't remember. So, if I remember more when I'm editing this video, remember to put it in. Now, I know what I'm doing next. I really want to continue the Shatter Me series. I have 2 novels and 2 novellas left. The next one is Defy Me. I opened the book to make sure I had the right one. Make sure I got the order right. What do you mean Kenji? Are we getting Kenji's POV in this book? Because that's new. I'm excited. I like Kenji. The Shatter Me series is a pretty big series. It's a dystopian YA series following Juliet, who has these abilities. When she touches someone or someone touches her, they die or get seriously injured. And she's in this asylum. We don't really know much about her or her past or why she's the way she is or anything. All we know is she's in this asylum. Eventually, more happens. She meets some people. In this world, the re-establishment has taken over, and she's fighting back. That's usually what happens in the dystopian novel. But the story has taken a turn since then. I'm not very happy with where we are in the story, but the ending of the last book shocked me. And I'm nervous and kind of intrigued to see what happens, but I'm also a little hesitant because I'm worried that I'm not gonna like this book. I feel like the series should have ended already. It's getting a little too much, but I am excited to see how we're gonna deal with what happened in the last one. And we're gonna wrap the story up soon because, like I said, there's 2 novels left and 2 novellas, so I'm gonna start this one now. I feel like it's taken a little too far. Like, it doesn't feel realistic anymore. And I know it's a dystopian book. It's not realistic. They have superpowers, kind of, they have abilities. It doesn't work in the real world. But I still think that there's a level of realism within the world. Like, some things are realistic for a dystopian world. I just feel like this doesn't fit in. I don't like the story anymore. What the hell? In a way, this makes more sense, but I'm still very confused. I wasn't expecting it. What? I don't know. I'm 113 pages into the story. First of all, I've said it before, but the way Tara Mafi writes is just so easy to read. It goes by so quickly. I think these are some of the books that I can read the fastest, like the most amount of pages in less amount of time. And I don't know, I just get lost in the story. The story of this one is annoying me a bit. I don't like where we're at in the story. I feel like the series should have ended with the first 3 books, but I still want to continue because I'm having a good time reading. But if what just happened actually happened, I'll be really annoyed. I hate mind games. And I don't like this. I don't know what to believe anymore. And then every time there's some kind of twist, a new chapter with another person involved, like another perspective. And I hate reading Juliet's chapters right now. I don't want to read about it. But I can very easily finish this book today, so I'm gonna do that. But I'm still annoyed. Okay, the lighting is horrible. I only have time for a quick update because I need to go do today's connections with my mom. But I have an update on the book. I am 248 pages into this. It's going by very quickly, but I don't like the story of this one. Every single plot point, development, all of it annoys me. Right now, this is sitting at a 2-star, which is really annoying because the last book I read, I also rated 2 stars. And I wanted to love this. Like, the only reason I'm not DNFing it is because it's part of a series and that hurts me. But I'm gonna finish this today. I'm gonna go downstairs now and then come back up and finish this. I was hoping to read the next novella as well before going to bed, but I don't think that's possible because I need to be up early tomorrow. I start work at 7:30. I'm not excited, but I'm having a good time, but I'm also just frustrated with the story and I want it to be over. So that's all I have to say. It's the last day of filming this video. Words that have never left my mouth is about to leave my mouth. This is what I have to read next. The second to last novella, Reveal Me. And I'm hoping that it's from Adam's POV. What has gotten into me? Don't know. Still hate Adam, by the way, but I feel like story-wise, it makes the most sense for this to be from Adam's POV. I will accept James or Castle. Like, seeing Castle's point of view and getting into his brain would be fun. But I don't think we're gonna get that. But I'm hoping it's either Adam or Castle. James is also fine. Did I ever talk to... No, I didn't, because I went to bed. I finished Defy Me last night, late. Later than I would have liked. I thought throughout most of this that I was going to rate it 2 stars, but I ended up giving it 3 stars. The last 100 pages was definitely better. It picked up, I got more interested. I feel like just so much happened, and it sometimes felt like it was just thrown in there, that it wasn't planned out from the beginning. And I didn't like that. It felt unnecessary. I like the way it turned in the end here. So I'm intrigued again. Like, I don't know what it is about Sarah Maffey, but even when I don't like the book, I'm so interested in the series. I would say I love the Shadow Me series. Even though I've only had 1 5-star read in this series, I would say I love it. And I'm so interested. Like, it's 1 more book. And I was just scrolling through my Goodreads while I was waiting to get picked up today. And I saw someone read this novella that I'm about to read. So I clicked on it to just see the whole series. And I saw Imagine Me. Yeah, I think that's the last one. And I was so excited for it. Even though I didn't love this one. But I'm just so excited for this series. And I'm sad it's gonna end. But I'm excited to see what happens. Back to this one. This one's pretty short. I think it's like 90 pages. I don't really know. But I'm gonna pick it up right now and read it before we're going over to the old house to paint.